Hi everyone, I hope everyone's okay. This is number 2 in our series looking at being a neuro-ninja during lockdown, how to manage each day. In the first video, do click on it and have a look. In the first video we looked at the importance of a structure every day and a daily plan, particularly to help our prefrontal cortex calm the rest of the circuits of our brain and manage the kind of arguing parliament of all the different circuits in our brain. To aid the prefrontal cortex in that job, I want to mention 2 of the 12 rocks of well-being that are really important for that process: sleep and exercise. So it's really important that we get between 8 and 10 hours sleep a night. Sleep does lots of things. It reinforces our memory. It helps drain the brain of fatigue chemicals, adenosine, produced during the course of the day. If we don't get enough sleep, our prefrontal cortex is going to have a much harder job managing those arguing circuits and actually managing our relationships with other people, etc., and all of those things. And we'll talk about relationships and emotions in another video. So it's really important to make sure we get enough sleep, and you need to spot your moment of maximum sleepiness. That's when you're dropping off, falling asleep in front of the computer or in front of the TV. You should be in bed at that point, and if you time that right, at your point of maximum sleepiness, you should be asleep within 10 or 15 minutes. It's different times for different people. Some of us are larks, we fall asleep early. Some of us are owls, we fall asleep late. It's really important to spot when that point of maximum sleepiness is for you. Get to bed at the same time every night, and you'll wake up about the same time every morning. The kind of sleep stride of most of us is somewhere between 8 to 10 hours, and so you should find that you fall asleep at the same time every night. For me, that's about 9:30, and then I wake up about 5:30. And I've been doing that for years, but it wasn't until I spotted that moment of maximum sleepiness. So set an alarm for when you want to go to sleep. Yes, you heard that right. Set an alarm for when you want to go to sleep, matching that time, being a bit of a curious detective about it, trying to spot the point of when you've got maximum fatigue, and then you should sleep really well. That means your prefrontal cortex is going to be a much better place to manage the rest of your brain during the course of the next day. And the other thing to build in is exercise. Exercise supports our prefrontal cortex by building more connections between it and other parts of our brain, and helps us maintain our concentration. In the next video, we'll look at how to build habits, and an interesting idea, thinking about the brain and the mind and how they can work together to change our habits. Try not to use willpower to change habits, but you're going to need to use structures in the day to change habits, because the thing about willpower is it runs out during the course of the day because it sits in the prefrontal cortex and that gets tired. But that will be our next video, which we'll publish tomorrow. Thanks for listening.